It came about. I think the Amazon team. Shout out to Amazon. I think they're looking for a new way to teach the game, and it just shows the ability that a current player can do both, and not just play basketball. Draymond Green was one of the first to start doing this, and some guys. I know C.J. McCollum has done this before, and I think it came about. It just they wanted to get me, I guess, and I wanted to work with them. And it won't be a hard balance this year. So I won't be in studio this year. I'll still be working on my full-time job, and that's helping to lead the Sixers to new heights again. And but I'm looking forward to sharing the game and sharing my knowledge of the game and how I see the game from the future of Amazon Prime, and being a part of the ground up team. I'm looking forward to that.
Kyle, pretty straightforward question. Year 20.
Yep.
What keeps you motivated to keep doing this? Other than you love basketball, right? But
Yeah.
to get up, lift weights, practice, do the whole thing every single day for another year.
I think you said it, right? I love the game of basketball. And I have had the ability to play professional basketball for 20 years. And basketball my whole life, right? And you dream of playing basketball, and you wake up every day. You should still be motivated to play basketball, to enjoy your job. And I have some unbelievable teammates in Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, Joel Embiid, Paul. I can go on and on and on. And I look forward to seeing them every day, and looking forward to sharing my knowledge with the younger guys and keep them learning and keep evolving them in their game and their lives and helping them as best I can. That's my motivation. I just want to continue to give what I've learned and what I've done, for the rest of, all I can. Hey, Reggie Redden. All right. Villanova's finest right there.
Hey, Kyle.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I got y'all Chick-fil-A. Hey, okay. Brandon, you got them Chick-fil-A? That's what you did with your raise? Okay. Okay.
Kyle, first of all, man, you just mentioned.
Hold on, he didn't get no cheese, huh? He cheaped out on the cheese, 39 cents. A little cheap on the cheese sometimes. Okay.
Oh, true.
He said true.
Yeah, look, you just mentioned a couple of those youngsters. I think you mentioned Jared and obviously VJ with us up here. I mean, when you see these young group of guys, you just mentioned 20 years, you want to see these guys grow, I guess. What stands out to you the most, about this young group you're about to kind of look at this year? I
look at Tyrese as a young guy also. I just think they have this, we have really good young guys, and they have this just open and happiness and this spirit that's just like pureness, right? They love basketball. They want to work. They get in the gym early. They listen to the coaches. They listen to the small advices I give to them. Even a guy like Bona. Like Bona, look what he just did in the silver medal for Turkey, in Eurobasket. That was an unbelievable experience for him. And these guys are just, they're looking forward to how to get better. A guy like Trendon Watford, he's bounced around a little bit, but now he's trying to figure out, he's starting to find his niche. Like, these guys really want to play basketball, and they love the game of basketball, and they want to provide, win at a high level, and get opportunity to get paid for doing their job.
Kyle over here. What's up?
What's up?
Good to see you.
Good to see
I mean,
you.
you've obviously been so complimentary of Tyrese since you guys became teammates, but it sounds like he's been sort of one of the primary people sort of organizing workouts, whether it's here or even in Dallas or LA. Just how have you seen him continue to take those leadership steps just, even this offseason?
Yeah, I think he's at that point. His maturation is getting there. I think he's starting to realize how good of a basketball player he's always known it, but how good of a basketball player he is, but also how good of a leader he is. And once you start to put those two together, it takes you to a different level of your believing in yourself abilities. He's you guys know him. He smiles all day. He's laughing all day. He's always happy. He's competitive as heck, right? And he wants to win. But bringing everybody together is an innate ability that he's starting to figure out that he has. Because he's really good at basketball, but he's also a really good person. So he can do that, and everyone respects him.
Kyle, have you knowing you started your journey at Doherty and obviously, Villanova and, played so many years for Toronto and,
Yep.
You're here. Have you had a chance to kind of reflect on what basketball has meant to you, or is this kind of like, a thing where you're just taking this year for what it is?
Day by day, just believing, just living the moment. You live in this moment because you don't know when it's going to be done. You don't know when it's going to be taken from you. You don't know when it's not going to be here anymore. So you just got to enjoy it. I've been playing basketball professionally for 20 years. I've been playing basketball damn near my whole life. And I just live every single day for it. And, whatever the future holds for me, whenever the future is, and whenever I get that chance, I'll look back and reflect on it.
Kyle, the hip injury for you was an issue throughout last year.
Yep.
Where is that at right now?
I feel great. I feel really good. I think me being able to just be on the court to help these guys as best I can. But I know my role this year. So if I'm needed, I'll be there. But, my role is to help these guys. I would love to play whatever 25, 30 minutes, but that's not my role. That's not my job. And, as a competitor, I understand, my job is to help these guys and this team, whatever capacity it takes, and that's what it is. So to answer your question, my hip feels great, and I'm looking forward to the start of camp tomorrow.
Kyle, last year I think everyone agreed didn't go as planned. I guess what can be done this year? Looking back on last year, what can be done that you guys can do differently? And do you feel any difference so far as you guys kind of get together?
I think you look at last year, you learn from it, right? Life is lessons, right? And last year was a lesson for our team, our organization, and I think where we are right now is I think their spirit's a lot better. Unfortunate injuries last year hurt us to start, but I just think our overall spirit, where I think we're ready to, embrace each other all the way, right? This is Paul's second year here. I think everything he went through last year with his early knee injury, changing, coming from LA to here, everything changed for him. I think him and Joel being on the same page, him and Tyrese on the same page. I think a year always, the experience helps always.
Kyle, obviously they're bringing back the 2001
Yep.
team uniforms this season, and as a Philly native, you were very young during those seasons.
I wasn't that young, but all right.
Fair enough.
I wasn't that young. But hey, man, thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem. I guess, what is that like for you, donning that uniform that maybe you have some pretty fond memories of?
Man, I'm glad I'm able to be a part of that. I mean, I said it earlier. I wish they was still the cutoff and a little bit more shiny and all that. But it's just the fact that year, 25 years ago, Iverson and Deke, Bray rest his soul, Aaron McKee, E. Snow, Kevin Ollie, Jermaine Jones, my guy could go on and on, because I know the team. But just being able to have that, that be our city jersey is pretty cool this year. My 20th year, that 25th year, it's just pretty cool for me personally. And I think, the city is going to really be excited for it. We should bring back hip hop for a couple games. So, yeah, we're excited for it, though. I think it's great for the city.
Kyle, you talked about your love of basketball, 20 years, obviously incredibly impressive. It's one thing to love the NBA lifestyle. It's another thing to love basketball, to love the game. And then it's another thing to love the game to the level that you have and commit your life to it. How do you kind of instill to that next generation, the guys like VJ, what you have to do to be able to accomplish that love for 20 years?
I think it's some words, but a lot of it's showing, right? Making sure that I continue to be on time, be early, lift weights, do extra cardio, get shots up, have a conversation with them, watch the film, show them that it's not just God-given, it's some God-given talent, but it takes hard work to be able to play this long or to even stay in the NBA. The NBA is not, it's not given. Every single year there's 60 new guys drafted. And someone's coming trying to take your job. At the end of the day, it's their job, so you got to put the extra work in. That was a great press. Anybody else? Oh, come on, Keith. Oh, come on, man.
Look, I gotta ask you.
I got y'all Chick-fil-A. I'm trying to go eat, bro.
Well, yeah, but you ain't gonna eat Chick-fil-A.
No, you're right. I ain't. Nah, you're right.
But I just ask you this question. We talk about the mentorship, right? Mm-hmm. And typically when you look over your career, we're talking about 6-time All-Star, Olympic gold medalist. You won an NBA title. Sometimes guys get competitive to where it's like, look, I'm not trying to be a mentor. I'm trying to play. Where did that come from? Because I'm pretty sure that can be a tough transition at times.
I think I've always wanted to. All I care about is winning, and I think that's even from high school. From a kid, I just wanted to care about winning, right? all the accolades I've done that's in the past, I look back at it when it's time to look at it. But it's all about winning. If you're not winning, then what are we doing, right? I mean, like, yeah, of course we're providing for our families and we're creating generational wealth, but this is competition in all sports and all platforms. Competition is in us all. It's all in the human being. We all want to compete. For me, it's about competing and try to help and win. Yes, of course, I would love to be doing this and the other, but I know that these young guys are next. So all I want to do is support these young guys, and if they need me to get on the floor, I can be on the floor. But if they don't, I still want to compete to help us win, because I want them to be able to create generational wealth. I want them to be able to have the accolades that I have. I want them all to be able to experience the championship high that I have had. You know what I mean? So that's where I feel like it's always just been in me, and then now I just understand it more. The older you get, you understand things more clear.
Yeah, it was a good summer for me. I did all the necessary things I needed to do to build the strength back in my foot, and I'm 100% a go, and I've looked great during camp, and I'm ready.
Hey, what's up, Dre?
What's up, man?
How you been, man? You been all right?
How are you?
Good, man.
How was your summer?
It was good, man. I had a good summer.
Nice.
My man, absolutely.
Congrats.
But thank you. But first of all, for you, I just want to get your thoughts on adding VJ. I know you're kind of big on like mentorship and bringing young guys in. Just what are your kind of initial thoughts on VJ and what he's been able to do on the floor?
The first day I saw VJ, I was instantly impressed, because the first thing he did, he just asked me a bunch of questions. He even asked me how my day was. He's like, yo, what do you think about this, big bro? Like, how do you feel about this? Like, he's a kid that wants to soak up knowledge. And he's a gifted athlete, and he is very, very good. I think he's going to be very good for us. I'm excited for what's to come. And I think my favorite thing about him is his confidence. He's super confident. I think just mainly because he played with the national team as well, too. He kind of has that grown man experience, too. So he's going to be good for us.
If I could just follow up, I know last season was last season. Injury stuff you can't control, injuries, things like that. I'm curious, like, how much of last season do you use as motivation, going into this year, being like, hey, we can't have another season like last year?
Yeah, I'm definitely beyond motivated. I feel like I let myself down. I let this city down too, and this team. And I took that personal. So I'm ready to play. I'm healthy. And I think my teammates can attest to the same thing.
Dre, over here. What's going on?
Hi.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good. I guess just you mentioned you did a lot of things to obviously strengthen that toe back up in the off season. What does one do to like strengthen a big toe? I'm just curious.
Honestly, I didn't know there was such thing as toe yoga. So I've been doing a lot of toe yoga this summer to really just get that strength back in my big toe and being able to move it freely without having to tape it to get it to do what it's supposed to do. So if you don't know what it is, look it up. It's definitely not a fun experience, but it worked out for me.
Once you were able to get back on the court, I guess what were some of the focuses just in getting yourself back ready to play a role on this team?
Yeah, I think the most difficult part was kind of just pushing through that first week of, just the soreness and the pain. But once I built that strength back and was able to get that pop back, that mobility and the athleticism back that I normally have, it was off to the races. So I had a great summer, and camp has been great for me so far, too.
Dre, you and Kelly, as vets, you play such a crucial role in helping out some of these younger guys continue to learn and grow and kind of setting that tone. Tyrese just talked about everybody setting that tone for what the Sixers are going to be this season. How are you trying to kind of show that by example to some of these younger guys this year?
Well, I was, I think, 2 days late to our preseason camp, and when I got back here, we've been playing pickup with no fouls. So I learned the hard way coming back. So I think the intensity and the toughness is being built right now. I think it's going to surprise a lot of teams, too, just the way that we play now. I'm not going to say anything. Obviously, it's not something I want to share, but I think our new style of play is going to be very good for our team. And I'm really looking forward to playing against somebody else and not beating up my own teammates.
And just to follow up on that quickly, I know you mentioned VJ specifically, but any of these other youngsters really kind of showing off that toughness already, impressing you?
Yeah, Jay Broom has been great, too, the other draftee that we had. Bona looked great. Obviously, he's had time to play game speed in Turkey, so that doesn't count. I'm not giving him that. But he looks amazing. He's come back. He's a lot stronger. He's faster. Apparently, he's jumping 2 inches higher than he did last year. Not that he needed that, but he's looking more athletic. So I think he's gonna be a very big help for us this season too.
Right now, it's a little murky because Quentin's not here, obviously, and Jared's banged up. But as a veteran who's seen a lot of different lineups and played with a lot of different guys, what is kind of the key for you in your role to make like a 3-guard lineup work, where maybe the lineup skews a little bit smaller?
Honestly, that's not my decision. That's up to Nick Nurse on who he decides to play and what combination works. For me personally, I just know whenever my number is called, I just have to be prepared and know what I need to do to help this team win at all costs.
Dem, I remember you this time last year talking about how you wanted to take him under your wing, and
Right.
I think at exit interviews talking about how proud you were of his growth. Just how much have you seen him grow and develop between where he was last year at this time to now, and just whether that's on the court or mentally, confidence-wise, just what have you seen as far as his evolution?
Right, and it's just that I think there was nothing wrong with the Dem's game. It was more so his confidence. And I think now that he's had the experience of a full season, him playing in the Olympics, and him coming back now, I can see it's a night and day. His confidence is high. He doesn't think twice when he gets the ball. He knows exactly what he wants to do. Defensively, he's more aware. So again, like I said earlier, I think he's going to be a very big help for us this season.
Andre, at this point in your career, do you have any individual goals like heading into a new season, or is it just all about like the team goals and what you could do to help the team, or do you go in with like some individual goals for yourself too?
Individual goals is just winning. Winning is like my main goal at any cost, whether it's helping the young guys or being out there to help our team win on the floor. So whatever my team needs me to do, I'm prepared to do it. Individually, it's just not letting myself down.
Going into this season, it's kind of like similar like last year. You have Joel injured, coming back from injury. The same thing with PG. Now you have Jared down, and you have Quentin going into like a contract situation. What's the mindset with the team heading into this season with all that stuff looming?
I think the mindset is we control what we can control. We can't control Quentin not being here. We can't control Joel coming back from an injury. We can't control Paul George coming back from an injury. We only can control what the guys that we have on the floor right now, and we've been doing great. And we're excited to have them back when that time is, but we could only do what we can do, which is worry about the guys that are here now. I think for us, it's one step at a time. I think it's just building that chemistry, building our camaraderie back, really getting a good flow and a good rhythm together as a team, stringing together some wins. And if winning championships and winning conference finals and winning the NBA Cup are things that come along with it, we're more than willing and more than excited to do that, but we're taking everything a day at a time.
Hey, Andre, back here. The playing with no fouls, did you find out whose idea that was, and how messy does it get? Or who?
You know what? I didn't ask, and I still need to ask whose idea that was, because, one, nobody texted me about that, because I would have came in with a different mindset. I'm thinking we're just going through plays and we're trying to catch a rhythm. I'm getting my ass beat out there. I'm like, damn, is anybody calling any fouls? There's no whistles, no whistles or nothing. We're just playing. So for me, I love that kind of stuff. So it took me a day to adjust. But for me, to see like certain guys in our team play that way, I'm like, yeah, this is what we needed right here. We needed this type of game and type of atmosphere, because it gets messy. It gets very messy. I mean, obviously not to see, seeing Jared go down, that's not the best thing to happen, but it's a part of the game when you play tough.
Who's the most aggressive in taking advantage of the lack of rules? Him?
Him, yeah, he definitely took full advantage of the no foul game.